A bedtime story. It was bedtime in the little cottage in the woods. Snow White kissed each dwarf good night as she tucked him into bed. "Wait, wait," called out Happy before she blew out the candle. "Please tell us a story." "Very well," said Snow White, smiling. She settled down at the foot of the beds and began. Once upon a time, there lived a happy little princess, or rather a mostly happy princess, except for one single person, her stepmother, the queen. "Bah!" grumbled Grumpy with a sneer. Snow White sighed. "You see, no matter what the princess did, no matter how hard she tried or worked, or how good she tried to be, the queen did everything in her power to make the princess sad." "Poor princess," murmured Bashful. "Each night the princess wished for a charming prince to find her and whisk her away. Then one day a prince finally did." "Really?" exclaimed the dwarfs. "Yes," Snow White told them. "He rode right up to her castle and even scaled the wall to meet her. And oh, was he ever charming! But here's the sad part. The very next day, the queen's huntsman took the princess into the forest and told her to run far away and never return." "So did she?" Sleepy asked sleepily. "Yes," Snow White replied. "She ran and ran until she could run no farther. Only then did she realize that she was terribly lost and lonely, with no friend in the world and no place to go." "Poor princess," Bashful whispered softly. "That's what the princess thought too," said Snow White, "for just a minute, but then she discovered that she wasn't alone at all. There were chipmunks and squirrels and deer and rabbits and birds. All sorts of forest creatures were there to help her. They took her to the sweetest little cottage that you ever did see, where she met the most faithful friends a princess could ever have." "And what happened next?" grumbled Grumpy. "Well, they lived happily ever after, of course," Snow White replied. "What did you think?"